Let's get into it, man.
You're looking at me for, man. What?
This is what you're here for.
That's what we're here for, man.
Turn off the lights.
Put a
Spotlight on
Undertaker.
Yeah.
Bro, we won so many games this year. And the third game we've lost all year getting invited.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
we
just
want.
saying, it's a bit.
Welcome, mate.
Yeah, well, listen, man, it is what it is, though. It was a shocking performance. I think that's the most angry I've been. And I don't get angry after Arsenal games, normally. I was pissed off at that game because what I saw there and there was a team that couldn't find any answers, but they weren't showing urgency. Do you know what I mean? If it was the end of game season, you know, right at the end of the year and you're fighting for the title and you need to win that game, I reckon they would have gone for it more. But it was almost as if, let's play it calm, let's play it safe, not concede another goal, safety first, and just hope that we can get a draw out of it. If you're fighting Man City for a title, one thing I'll say for Arsenal this year is I don't think City will get 90 points, neither Arsenal. I think the league's way too competitive now.
I mean, the league's healing itself.
You look at Bournemouth against Arsenal, obviously we lost to them with 10 men, but City were getting smoked.
Yeah, they were.
You know, they were getting smoked, should be 3-0 down.
Facts.
And it's not because City are a bad side, it's because, look, these players all get tired. They've got Champions League, you know, international break after international break as well. And now you've got other teams coming up and they're tactically very good. I mean, Newcastle defensively were like dogs in that game, chasing you around the park, triple up with Saka and Martinelli. And I think it exposed Arsenal's lack of a player in that central area. And I could say Odegaard as well, but I'll go as far as saying if even Odegaard was fit, we wouldn't have won that game.
So what is it that was missing?
I think it's a bit more bravery on the ball. That's what it is, you know. And that's why eventually him throwing on Zinchenko, Wanyeri, and Jesus was like, okay, look, I see that's the issue because I saw the passing after the game. There was a major gap in the middle of the park, and I'm going, look, that just shows you're lacking bravery. And
Who's that one? Declan Rice.
It's on the likes of Rice, Marino as well. I think these are players that they have to ping the balls in. I mean, take a risk sometimes. I think I've watched a video of Pep recently. He was like, listen, a lot of managers are scared to play centrally nowadays because they're going to, we lose the ball, counter-attack. But he goes, I still do it because I have to do it. If you don't do it, you're not going to score goals like that. And a game like this, it wasn't working out wide. We made one moment all game. Bukayo right at the end. We should have scored that, by the way. But that's about it. But title-wise, I'm still not gonna say it's over. But I know the title says title's over, right?
Oh, yeah,
let's not go there.
Somebody said, I know what you want.
Production's the job we have to win. But now, we're 10 games in, and like I've looked at City as, even though Liverpool are top of the league right now, 7 points clear of us, I still see City as our biggest threat because Liverpool for me are still unknown in the real big games just yet. They played against Chelsea and they won that game fairs. Against Arsenal, I think they kind of got away with that a little bit because, you know, Arsenal had quite a few key players missing, and you Gabriel going off as well. You end the game with a back four of Miles Lewis-Skelly, 17, Partey at right back, Ben White and Kivior. And you made how many chances in that game towards the end? Like, people kind of put it to one side because it was Arsenal at home. They should have won that game there. So City are still the main thing for me. They went to St James's Park this season as well. The amount of chances that Anthony Gordon missed in that game. City kind of got away with it. Even the Fulham game. If you watch that back, Adama Traore in again and again and again. And
that's the story of City season, though.
That's what I'm saying. But for me, what I'm seeing is vulnerability there as well. They will drop
100%.
points, and they drop points against Bournemouth.
You guys lost your captain, right?
Yeah.
They've lost their. We were saying it 2 weeks ago, like with Rodri. I think he's the last of a dying breed of someone that can play a single pivot effectively because at the end of the day, I don't think most players can play that volume of games and do that. But whilst I hear what you're saying, one thing I definitely noticed, and we'll go back to the thing because for me, you mentioned Declan Rice, you mentioned Marino. That then does still speak to recruitment of the profiles you're recruiting. Yeah. But one thing I've definitely noticed with Arsenal is I'm the first that's come in and said, listen, I credit Arsenal's mentality and how they've flipped and gone leaps and bounds. But when you see trends happening time and time again, there has to be some sort of correlation there. Yeah. This whole thing of going on patches of 3 games consecutively where you're going on dodgy results and that being the patch that costs you is something to look at for me personally, because if it keeps happening, there is an issue there. Last season, it was the little patch they had. This season, you've had a 3-game patch already. The time before, there was a 3-game patch. And it's almost like you guys have this inability to get back on the back and keep going.
Yeah, can't bounce back.
It's like you get sucker punch and it's like you feel sorry for yourself. And it's like, we're dazed and everything. Last year, we all said that Arsenal in a position where you were very fortunate you didn't have the injuries. If you look at your competitors this year, Liverpool have a clean state of health. Konate got injured. You guys have. This is the first sort of injury slate you've had in comparison to everyone else. You have to get through that. You have to have the ability to get over that. The Bournemouth result, okay, cool. This Newcastle result, though,
Bhavs not happy. But
the reason why this one was particularly interesting is because we often say there's certain games in the Premier League that are not football matches. they're spiritual affairs.
Yeah,
and anyone that knew that 12:30 kickoff
Yeah.
at St James's Park, after everything that's happened in recent years, their man will come to fist you up.
Yeah, but he put his henchmen on the pitch.
But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So now
Arsenal
it's
had all the henchmen out there.
You've put your merry henchmen. You spent how much in your defence? Now it's time to actually deliver, because one thing about Eddie Howe's side is they're gonna give as good as they get.
Yeah.
And what happens?
You know what it is? There's a rivalry there as well. I think Arteta and Howe, I've seen it in the past. Was it a couple of years ago?
They've got an understanding of each other.
Yeah. They were fighting a little bit as well. And then last year, because they beat us at St James's Park with that dodgy little goal, it was a clear foul. But then we smoked them 4-1 at the Emirates, because we came out with vengeance, like, you man, robbed us in that game.
But they've come back on this one now.
Exactly. So there's a rivalry there for sure. The goal they scored, I can't say much about that. That's a fantastic
Brilliant
goal
goal.
they scored. I mean, it's one of those goals. The cross is so good. It's over Gabriel's head. It's on his head perfectly as well. Can't say much about that.
Gabriel didn't really check his mirrors, though. I can't lie. I saw Partey head that out, and he was just like,
I see. It's
ball watching the entire time.
Of four defenders though.
Yeah.
The only one in the box.
Yeah.
That's a bit concerning.
But we talked about our defence this year. I've had a lot of people go, 11 goals conceded, the same amount as you, man. Right, 11 goals, and they're going, there's issues in the Arsenal defence. In that game there, apart from that one fantastic opportunity, which we can admit was, great from them. Great. What else did they create?
I mean, not much.
They don't need to.
The point is, the whole defensive conversation, I'm not going to hear it right now, because we're not conceding chance after chance. Like if you watch City play, for example, they are getting away with it. Teams are missing their chance. I think for City, what it is when teams get a chance against City, it's very psychological. Oh man, City win 1-1. I mean, you know what I mean. Whereas against Arsenal, they punish us. Well, I mean, we saw it against Leicester.
Yeah, but you know what you're doing? You're talking about City too much. You're talking about City too much.
I have to, bro.
You're talking about City too much. Don't try and soften the Arsenal blow by looking at what Man City are doing. Man City have won 4 Premier Leagues in a row, bro. If Man City don't win this league, well, they can just say to the Premier League, we gave you guys a chance finally. You know what I mean? You boys don't have that luxury. You know what I'm trying to say? So you need to hear it about you. You need to talk about, right? I want to ask you about...
Go on, give me some questions.
The way Arsenal play football now.
Yeah.
Now you look at 22-23 season, swashbuckling. I've got videos saying, City may go on and win this league, but I know who I turn my TV on for. It's Arsenal, not Man City. Now, bro, I'm looking at, is Under the Hammer on? Is Friends on? Because I don't want to watch Arsenal play football. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking to see whatever other TV show is on instead of watching Arsenal play at the moment.
Yeah.
Because it's gone completely left from what you were in terms of excitement. And be honest, this is the thing that I don't like. This is why I like having an Arsenal fan in here or a fan of another club, right? You guys have been putting up with this type of football because you're like, this may be what we have to do to go and win a league. This isn't what you like, bro. Bav, you don't like this type of football, bro. I know it. Okay, and now the fact that you guys are now 7 points behind Liverpool and we don't know what's going to happen this season, it's looking like it's going the other way. Speak your true feelings, bro. You know Arteta... I think he's starting to go a bit too far with this.
I think he's scarred from that specific season you mentioned. I think 22-23, there was a lot of good football in the first half of the year. But in the second half, when he tried to, do his thing again, and he got hurt. It was that game at the Etihad where we lost 4-1 and Holding scored and started celebrating, idiot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But that was a game where I think Mikel was like, damn, man, these men are playing from my press. I can't play through them either. And he's like, I need to, be defensively assured. So the next year we were ultra defensive in the sense of most clean sheets, best defense in the league. And it makes sense in big games, I can't question the big game approach because 550 plus days without a loss in the Big Six. It worked in those games. And look, I've grown up in a really poor era for Arsenal fans.
It was exciting.
Games, right? It was exciting, but 8-2 wasn't exciting. Going to school 8-2 was not exciting.
Yeah.
That was, Going 6-0 wasn't exciting. I've seen that. So I understand the big game approach, and it works for us. Even Liverpool, for example, I think if we had maybe kept Gabriel on the pitch, we could have won that game as well. We go to Chelsea, I'm still confident for that as well. It's in these games against Newcastle, that aggressive mid block where I'm just seeing these man too patient on the ball, passing around their back, trying to obviously open up a press. I think the year we were playing our free-flowing football, teams kind of were surprised. Like, damn, these teams are serious. I mean, they're playing through. Jesus came through with confidence, and Zinchenko as well. It was all brand new. Now teams have adjusted to us. Saka's getting triple team, not even double team anymore. Joe Linton's coming back as well. You got Willock on that side as well. We're adapting to around that.
But there's a reason.
There's also games that we've been very, very creative as well. Like Leicester at home was like XG of 4-3. Southampton at home was the same as well. Like I think we're kind of forgetting 22-23 as well. I watched that season thoroughly, of course. And in those first half of the year, there was some amazing football. But in the second half, though, you know what I mean? Yeah, of course, that was towards the end. Yeah. Second half of those games, if you watch that season back, we were getting hammered by teams. Spurs.
I'm not.
Leeds is a good example. Leeds, we won 1-0.
Yeah, I remember that game.
And they missed the penalty, and I was like, right. So it makes sense because there's a reason why we got more points last year.
Yeah.